your breakthrough has a lot to do with you. It has a lot more to do with you than you might think. Hi, it's Rebecca here from Arise and Thrive. Welcome. So today I want to talk to you about how your life and your body listens to you. And so really your breakthrough has a lot to do with you. It has a lot more to do with you than you might think. All right, so without further ado, let's jump straight into this video. Okay, so your life, your body listen to you. Yes, they do. Your thinking, your speaking, everything that you are doing, even how you move, really life is listening to you and responding to you. Your body is listening to you and responding to you. Now, in science, one of the things that they've discovered is that when you have a thought, we kind of think our thoughts, we can have this thought and it's isolated. No, that thought is connected to a load of other thoughts. It's connected to a load of other things that are going on subconsciously. These are neural pathways, things that are going on subconsciously that we don't necessarily think about. But those are actually we're wiring things into our heads without realizing. And our bodies are listening to us. Our lives are listening to us. So for instance, when I say your body is listening to you, when you receive the idea that you can never come out of a situation, or you can never have that, your body can never do that. When you receive that idea, you find that that idea will continue to be true of your body. You find that it will continue to be true of your body. Your believing will also align with that. But when you tell yourself, for instance, a different story, when you tell yourself something different, only then can you actually work towards or move towards the opposing view. I remember there's a story of a man who was involved in an accident, and this man had he basically become paralyzed as a result of the accident. The doctors had said, you'll never walk again. Absolutely impossible. You'll never walk again. And he was so confident that he would walk. He never allowed himself to receive that as the end result for him. In spite of what he knew, he wasn't in denial about what the doctor's report said. He wasn't in denial at all about it. He knew it, but he stood in faith that he would walk again. And so what this man did was he actually invited the surgeon who had treated him to a race. He said that they would run together, almost like a marathon type race. I'm not sure I can't remember what the race was, but it was a marathon type race where they were running, and he'd said, well, can we run together? We'll raise money for charity. We'll do this and that. And yeah, I'll see you next year. We'll do this next year, right? Obviously, he was going to continue to be his doctor for a little bit. Yeah, but it's, we'll do this next year. It was a year ahead, and the doctor just thought, my goodness, this person is crazy. Like, okay, he agreed, but honestly agreed, really thinking he was talking to a crazy man, because they both knew the situation. And so this man continued, obviously, to work on his faith, to work on his mind, on his heart, on his believing, and put in the action that would ensure that he is able to walk and complete this race. And so he continued that way until, just shortly before the race came. Now, they had both men, they interviewed both men when they did this interview, and both men shared. The doctor went on to share actually how amazed he was. He shared his opinion at the beginning, and he said he just thought he was crazy. But there they were running this race, both of them. The doctor was absolutely shocked as he saw the progress of this man. And he said that obviously they became friends from during that period, and have been friends ever since. Now we're talking, I think, probably nearly a decade now. But I share this story to say this is a man who had received a damning report, essentially. And if he had held to that, received that, and said, okay, this is all that is possible for me now. My body can't do this. I'll never be able to walk again. I'll never be able to do this. If he had taken that report and just lived by that, he would never have seen what he went on to see a year later. He'd never have had that experience a year later. That doctor's life would never have been impacted the way that it was. Yes, there was a lot of faith that went into it, but there was also a lot of work that he put in himself, in his mindset, in his in guarding his heart, in his language, in his speaking, what went in, what came out of him, in his faith, and in his actions as well. He made sure he aligned with himself with what he wanted to see at the end of the day. And that is exactly what he achieved. That is exactly what he achieved. So I want to encourage you that don't take lightly how you move. Do not take lightly your thoughts, your words, the things that you receive as being true and possible for you, because your body listens to you and it will respond accordingly. His body literally responded according to his beliefs, according to what he thought of himself, what he thought was possible, and what he probably said over himself. His body listened to all that and aligned with where he was. And, you know, he ultimately, did he do it with medical intervention? Yes, he did. But ultimately, he got his healing. Ultimately, he got where he wanted to be. And he was able to run that race. So I encourage you, reflect on what it is, how it is you're moving in your situation. Reflect on it. What do you truly believe about that situation? Have you received over yourself that this is impossible for me? Or have you heard it and really researched, well, what does God actually say is possible for me here? Right? What does God actually say is possible for me in this situation? And then you align yourself with that. You move that way. You do whatever it takes to move in alignment with the scriptures, to move in alignment with the faith that God has put in you. Because this man was a man of faith, and he moved in alignment with what the scriptures told him. And that is exactly what he ultimately saw. He could have sat in his chair and prayed, oh God, heal me. Oh God, heal me. God, help me. He could have sat in his chair and done that and not got any results. Or he could have done the work as he did the work to align himself with his breakthrough as he was praying and trusting God, but also acting on his faith and making sure that he's aligned. And then he got to where he wanted to be. His body listened, his body responded to him, and accordingly he ended up where he wanted it to be. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. There's more where that came from, obviously. If you'd like to hear more, if you'd like to see more, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on my Instagram, the links below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and listen. Until the next time, bye-bye.